The life path number 7 is a spiritual person, a person who carries diligence and calmness within themselves. Filled with satisfaction, they observe life and try to discover its invisible laws. In them, a distinct, clear intuition is combined with an analytical mind. People with the life path number 7 experience a deep dichotomy between their tendency to handle their feelings with rationality and analytical thinking and their distinct, sensitive perception on the other side. They are intellectual and profound. At first they seem rather introverted and almost aristocratic. Sometimes shy and reserved, they are also understanding and sometimes perfectionist. They need a lot of time and space for self-reflection and self-knowledge. In the course of their life path, 7s learn to have a deep, intimate dialogue with themselves. Furthermore, they possess a very pronounced sensitivity and are mostly focused on their inner processes. Their emotional life and self-reflection play an important role for them. They demand presence and attention from their fellow human beings, but they also give much love and support themselves. Furthermore, they prove to be valuable companions due to their inner innate wisdom. Both the attention and understanding of this personality and their diligence and erudition may often appear as signs of pedantry and lack of humor. Their satisfaction could also be interpreted as complacency. Often the combination of an analytical mind, intuitive abilities, and calm demeanor leads 7s to be passive observers rather than active participants. Or they may practice exaggerated seclusion rather than engage in an obliging friendliness. However, these thinkers must not become dreamers, for their extraordinary intellect and their pronounced idealism are dependent on the kindness of others. In any case, their thoughtful reflections should be followed by action. 7s are very reflective and need a lot of time for themselves and the observations of life. Sometimes they often deal with the meaning of their existence. They are attracted to topics such as spirituality, religion, and metaphysics. Theory and practice are of equal interest to them. As they sometimes take a step back and observe life from the inside, they sometimes give the impression to the outside world of being distant and cool. If the 7 personality often feels disadvantaged and not understood, and feels that other people disappoint them and lead a superficial life, they tend to withdraw and reject others and the world itself. Through this dark side, they become bossy and know-it-alls. Sometimes this person even tends to resignation and passivity. Often these people develop an extreme demarcation behavior which makes them appear very arrogant. They are very perfectionist and can hardly be satisfied with mediocrity. For this reason, they are very critical and sometimes condescending towards other people. If this dark side is pronounced, the 7 is choosy in their relationships. However, once friends are made, they can rely on them completely. For these people, the 7 will always be there. The 7 has the ability to perceive and feel feelings and emotions intensively. However, they rarely show this inner passion on the outside, but they can open up well when meeting people who are patient and want to get to know them. They need a lot of time for themselves. Their spiritual task is to experience a constructive loneliness. Therefore, they need an environment of great silence in order to be balanced. They let themselves be guided by life, but they cannot easily let go of things, people and situations that accompany them on this path. In interpersonal relationships, the 7s are cautious. In the beginning, they often need some time and remain in the role of observer for the time being. They first let the others act and wait for them to approach them. They are open to deep relationships, but try to avoid superficial connections. The number 7 life path is very sensitive. It is easy to hurt these people by a wrong look or a thoughtless word, but they do not let it show. Rarely do these people find the courage to openly explain what they really feel. 7 personalities often have difficulties to be free and spontaneous. Their level-headed nature and observant behavior make them seem unapproachable. They are also characterized by a deep need for freedom. They open up to a potential partner when they have the feeling that they are empathically captured by him or her. Therefore, the 7 is cautious and doubtful when they enter into a relationship. These people rarely open up to the other person, and usually only when they feel they can trust them. On the one hand, the life path number 7 in a partnership appears to be very wait and see and even suspicious. On the other hand, they long to find a trusted partner or companion who is closely connected to them. The central theme of the life path number 7 is the letting go of old and limiting beliefs and behavioral patterns of parents and other ancestors. The 7 understands that the events and experiences in their life, even if they are unpleasant and painful, have a deeper meaning for their spiritual development. They understand that everyone is allowed to develop at their own pace and must be patient in this regard. The life path number 7 does not really feel part of the family system. Often they feel they are on the edge of the system. Although they can accept their role and their place, a basic feeling of alienation always remains in them. 7s sometimes suffer from perfectionism, a trait they can view with self-irony and serenity. Very often they seek the absolute truth and develop a certain rigidity along the way. They become very top-heavy and act cut off from their own feelings. They are looking for that ideal that gives them the feeling that everything they do is right. In a certain way, these people strive for a universal truth that allows them to see the deep meaning of life. This is why these personalities sometimes feel lonely and isolated, especially in phases of life when they are emotionally overwhelmed. They then find it difficult to make contact with their fellow human beings. If they remain trapped in this search for the absolute truth, they become victims of their perfectionism and their critical attitude towards their surroundings. Life path number 7s should learn to deal with loneliness and see it as a positive resource, to find their own spirituality and to live in a down-to-earth way, to let go of their idealistic ideas about other people and about life itself in order to participate in adult life, to find courage in relationships, to open up despite the fear of being hurt, and to harmoniously combine gut feeling and intellect. Famous people with the life path number 7 include Dr. Phil, Julia Roberts, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Marilyn Monroe.